Okay, this is question number 9. Prove that tan theta plus cot theta is 2 cosec 2 theta, where theta is not a multiple of pi over 2, and n is an integer. Okay, well, we've got an identity to prove here, so let's start with that left-hand side, first of all. I think we can do a bit more with that on the left-hand side than what we can do on the right, because we know identities for the left. So tan theta is sine theta over cosine theta. That's nice and simple. And cot theta, well, that's 1 over tan, so that's 1 over sine over cos, which is cosine over sine. Okay. So, what we can do now is get everything all to one common denominator. So, get sine theta, cosine theta all on the bottom, which means to get that as sine theta, cos theta on the left, I need to multiply by sine. So, I get sine theta times sine, so we get sine squared theta over sine theta cosine theta. And I am adding, well, to get that into cosine, I need to multiply it by cosine on the top, on the bottom, so it'll be cosine squared theta over sine theta cos theta. Now, we know an identity for sine squared plus cos squared. We know that's 1. Let's write that as 1 over sine theta cosine theta. Now, what I am going to do is, we know from our double angle formula that sine 2 theta is 2 sine theta cosine theta. Okay? Just so you know, you have to remember that. That is not in the formula book. So it just needs to come with practice and you need to remember it. So, how can we get that? Because what we need is 2 cosec 2 theta. So we need to have to multiply this whole fraction by 2, in a sense. So multiplying all that by 2, I end up with 2 over 2 sine theta cosine theta. Now, sine theta, 2 sine theta cos theta, well, that is just sine 2 theta. Like so. Which, that is 2 lots of 1 over sine 2 theta, or 1 over sine is cosec, so that's 2 cosec of 2 theta, which is the right hand side as required. Okay. Lots to remember through that question. You have to remember a lot of identities. The sine 2 theta is 2 sine theta cos theta, your sine over cosine, and your sine squared plus cos squared equals 1. So there's a lot to remember for that question for part A, but part B is not too hard either. So let's have a look at part B. It says, hence explain why the equation tan theta plus cot theta is 1. Now it says hence, not hence or otherwise, so you have to use part A in order to deal with part B. Now, if it's equal to 1, so we have 2 cosec 2 theta being equal to 1. Okay, now solving that, we get cosec 2 theta is 1/2. Yeah, so we get sine of 2 theta will be equal to 2. And as minus 1 is less than or equal to sine 2 theta, which is less than or equal to 1, the sine 2 theta equals 2 has no real solutions. Okay? Because if we draw our diagram, there's your graph of sine, there is pi, okay, 1 is here, minus 1 is down here, 2 is all the way up here. It does not touch the graph of sine 2 theta when it's equal to 2. So we know, as sine 2 theta has a domain between minus 1 and 1, as an output of minus 1 and 1, it cannot possibly intersect at 2. because of the graph of sine 2 theta. Okay, so that's all you'd want for part B. Okay, let's hope we can get all the marks, all 5 marks here for question number 9.